Being able to configure a view of anything in Handle is a fundamental part of the system. One of Handle's greatest benefits is that it lets you create views that you can push out and share with other users. And while you can share these views en masse with users, there has not been a way to automatically pin them for the people you share to without logging in as each user. Until now. That's why we created the option to not only share a view, but push it as a pin. In this article, we'll look at how to share views with both teams and individuals. We'll also show you how to automatically pin the view for the people you share to. So let's start with sharing a view with teams and individuals. When you create a view, in the right-hand sidebar, you have the option to share and pin it. So how do you share a view? You start by opening the Share drop-down. Click the caret next to Share, and you'll see a drop-down of teams and individuals you can share the view with. Second, create a group. Check the teams or users you want to share to and click OK. That automatically creates the group. Third, set the group's access level. Click on the eye icon and select the group's access level that's appropriate for this group. And here you have three options: Can View, Can Modify, or Can Modify and Save. Can View means that anyone you share to can read the information you're sharing with them, but they can't do anything to the view or search. Can Modify means they can make changes to the information, and it will revert back to the original version when they refresh. This is useful if you create a search for them but want them to be able to change the criteria and search on the fly. Then finally, Can Modify and Save means they can modify the overall view and save it for everyone. This is useful when you have more than one person administering the searches or more than one person who can make edits that go across the board. So how do you push the pin when you share a view? When you click the caret next to Pin, you can create a group of people you want to push the pin to. This automatically pins the view for everyone you share to, so when they log into Handle, they'll see it as a tab on their dashboard. To start, open the Pin drop-down. Click the caret next to Pin and you'll see a drop-down of teams and individuals you can push the pin to. Second, create the group. Select the teams and individuals you want to automatically pin this view for and click OK. Third, you're going to set the pinning options for the group. And to do that, you'll click the pin icon next to the group and select one of three options. Unpinned is the first, then Unlocked Pin, and then Locked Pin. Unpinned is not something you're generally going to select when setting up a new group. You'll use this function to unpin someone after you've already added them to a group and pushed the pinned view. Now be aware, removing a user from a group does not unpin the view from their dashboard. It only removes tracking for the pin defaults. To actively unpin a view from a user, you must push the unpin command to their dashboard by adding them to an unpinned group. A user may also unpin the view manually after a view is pinned to their dashboard. If they do that, a new group will be created automatically of people who unpinned it. Now, unpinned can also be useful if you previously shared a view but want to change to a whole new view. You can unpin the previous view for everyone and set a locked pin on the new one. Now, what is unlocked pin? That's when the view was automatically pinned, but users are able to unpin it. Locked pin, on the other hand, means the view was automatically pinned and users cannot unpin it. So how do you add or remove someone from a pinned group? If you need to add or remove someone from a pinned group, here's how to make that change. You have two options when adding a new user or group of users. You can either add them to an existing group or create a new group. So let's look first at adding to an existing group. 1. Click the caret next to the pin group to add the users. 2. Select the teams or individuals you're sharing or pinning to and click OK. And third, click Save to save your changes. Next, Let's look at how to create a new group by clicking Add Group. 1. Select the teams or individuals you're sharing or pinning to and click OK. 2. Set the pinning options for that group. Click the pin icon and give the group the appropriate pinning classification: unpinned, unlocked pin, or locked pin. 3. Click Save to save your changes. Please note, if you refresh the page, the new group will now be incorporated into the existing group if the settings match an existing group. Now, here are some things to keep in mind. If you add someone to a new group, they are automatically removed from any other group they were added to. This allows you to change settings for individual teams or people. For example, if we have a group of 3 users that includes Gordon, when we add Gordon to a new group, he is removed from that original group. Now we can apply different settings to Gordon and to the original group. Then when you add someone to a group that has not already been shared to, they are automatically added to share, but only with the default or view-only option. To add them to an existing share group, you must adjust their settings to match that group. For instance, if we add Greg to our existing pinned group, he's also added to a new share group with Can View settings. We must open the share settings and reclassify him as Can Modify, or whatever that setting of the original group was, and then when you refresh, you'll see him in the same group as the others. A third thing to be aware of is that when people are unpinned from a group, they must be added to a new group with the unpinned setting. This happens whether you unpin them or they unpin themselves. And we'll look at 2 examples. The first is, we shared a view and pushed the pin to a group that included Bill. Later, we decided to unpin Bill. We created a new group with the permission set to unpinned and added Bill. Now he's no longer in the pinned group. Instead, he's in a new group set as unpinned, and the view has been unpinned from his dashboard. Example 2 is Bill is in a group where the view is unlocked pin, and Bill selects unpin himself from the dashboard. The owner of the view will see Bill appear in an unpinned group the next time they log into the system. That's our overview of share views and push pins. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at handle@customertracks.com.